I think it's time to get started. Welcome to our second program in our World Music Series. That's too loud. Hold on. Is that good? Is the sound good? Because it's going to be loud. Okay. Today's program features West African drumming and dance. Music and dance are essential parts of African culture. For centuries, West African traditions were passed down orally, making them living embodiments of history, spirituality, and identity. Both the music and the dance play key roles in religious rites and social gatherings, carry past stories into the present, and connect ancestors with the community to strengthen the sense of belonging. Today's performance is brought to us by master drummer John Dankwa, who is assistant professor of music at Wesleyan University, and dancer choreographer Iddi Saaka, who is Douglas J. and Midge, Bowen, Bennet associate professor of dance, also at Wesleyan, and of course together with their fellow artists. There's space in the back should you like to get up and move around. And following the program, the artists say that people of all ages are welcome to come up and touch the drums. And now, let's please enjoy a dynamic afternoon of West African sounds and rhythms. Help me welcome our artists.
Hello, everyone. I didn't hear you. Hello, everyone. You see, this is a participatory kind of a concert. So this is not, performance audience kind of thing that we are coming to do here. In West African music and dance context, everyone participates in one way or the other. And so there is a common ritual greeting that usually precedes our performances. The leader may scream, "Ho-do-do!" and we all raise our face and respond with a loud "Ho!" Let's all give it a try. Ho! No, I didn't feel you. Ho-do-do! If I say OMT, it means one more time. OMT. Ho-do-do! My name is John Dankwa. I teach West African drumming at Wesleyan. I direct the drumming ensemble situated within the Department of Music. And for the past 12 years, I've been collaborating with my colleague, Professor Iddi Saaka. To know all of us performing, we'll go round to introduce ourselves by name.
My name is Abiodun.
My name is Akel.
My name is Samson.
Holiness.
Hello, everybody. My name is Yamani.
My name is Ama.
I'm Iddi.
My name is Deborah.
I'm Abeiku.
Mickey? So we are opening our concert with a drum piece called Kete. Say after me, Kete. 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 Kete is performed by the Akan, the dominant ethnic group in Ghana, and it is associated with the chieftaincy institution. I mean, these chiefs are usually the traditional leaders within the community, and one of the things that define their status is music. And so the status of a chief can be determined by the kind of drums the person uses. And so these red and black drums that you see here are from one of the Akan, sub-dialects called the Asante. And these drums originated around the 1700s during the reign of King Osei Tutu I of the Asante Kingdom. The rhythms that we are going to play here are based on language, and some of them speak of heroic deeds of past kings, and then through the big drum over there we can provide a kind of social commentary, and so on and so forth. And so as you are listening to this, enjoy the aesthetics, but also understand that we are actually speaking. Our next dance is Pacha. Pacha. Say after me. Pacha. Pacha. If you like, call it the limping dance. Pacha. Pacha is a traditional dance that originates with the Ga Adangme people in southern Ghana, and they live along the coastal areas of Ghana. Now, legend has it that once upon a time, a hunter went into the bush in search of meat. And then he chanced upon some mythical creatures that are known as dwarves. You know, in Ghanaian folklore, dwarves fall in between human beings and animals. And in some of the traditions, they are considered as, you know, some of the wisest creatures ever. And they attribute all kinds of magical powers and then the origin of the earth to them in some of the traditions. So the hunter went into the bush and then saw dwarves performing and then limping around, because in their physical makeup, one of the legs is longer than the other. And so when they walk around, they limp like that. And so the dance was fashioned out of that movement of these mythical creatures. As we perform, think about the relationship between music and the environment. Most of these traditional art forms are derived from the things that the creators see around the environment. And so enjoy. No, I didn't hear you. I didn't feel you. Hold on, you. Hold on, you. So, before we pick our next dance, we are going to give you a short intermission from the repertoire called Achia Beko. Achia Beko is a war dance performed by the Anglo Egbe people of southern Ghana. Interestingly, the Egbe people are spread across 3 nation states in West Africa. They are in Ghana, the dominant group in Togo, and then in Benin. And so as the dancers catch their breath for the next, enjoy this instrumental piece. Dance is Gahu. Say after me, Gahu. Gahu. Gahu simply means money dance. Money dance. And it originates with the Ewe people in southern Ghana. It's a recreational dance piece that features in various occasions, including traditional festivals, wedding ceremonies, and then communal entertainment. Enjoy yourselves. So I think gradually we are perceiving the relationship between the music and the dance. I always share this kind of joke. When it comes to Gehu, Professor Saaka choreographs the dance. But I always get the opportunity to choreograph the dance on stage because they have to dance to the dictates of my calls here. And so always Professor Saaka will teach his students not to program the movements, but rather to rely on this drum called Atimevu. Say after me, Atimevu, Atimevu, Atimevu. But I call this drum the Big Daddy because he issues the instructions. Okay. So before we move to the next dance, whilst the dancers are changing over, we are presenting you with one drumming piece from the northern part of Ghana called Bamaya. Bamaya. From northern Ghana. Ododio. Excellent. All right. So, whilst we wait for our next dance, we are going to present a musical interlude from the Akan tradition. And this drumming interlude is called Sichi. In the olden days when we didn't have televisions and then, any equipment for movies, the moonlight provided the perfect opportunity for music and dance making through communal gathering. And so the young people will gather together, sing songs about courtships, relationships, marriage, and through that context will be eyeing their potential suitors. And so enjoy. Our next dance is Kundum from the Nzema Ahanta people in the southwestern part of Ghana. Kundum is an annual festival. Mickey, please, we need help here. Kundum is an annual festival that is, based on agricultural cycles. The Ahanta people are primarily agrarian, into cocoa farming, crops, and then fishing. And music plays a crucial role during the annual gatherings to thank the ancestors and the gods for seeing them through another year and ensuring a bumper harvest. And so, enjoy.
Bella, bella.
left with our last piece. And this dance is called Panlogo. Panlogo emerged around the 1960s in Ghana among the Ghanaian youth who sought to create a kind of contemporary entertainment that could rival the contemporary music and dance that emerged alongside Ghana's independence. For these, most of these youths who were not able to pay higher tickets to attend concerts, this was a very useful replacement for them. Now, with this dance, as soon as they are done with the choreography, we are going to invite all of you to be on the floor to dance with us. However you feel to move your body to the rhythm, please feel free to do it. Hold on, you! Now, whilst they are dressing up to come, I'm teaching you a short song. Your response is Oshibaba. Say Oshibaba. And please don't ask me about the meaning because I don't know. These are based on quote unquote nonsense syllables. Oshibaba. Baba baba shi baba oh Oshibaba. Baba baba shi baba oh Oshiba Oshibaba Oshiba Oshibaba 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 Baba baba shi baba oh Oshibaba Shiba shiba ebe kekeba ho 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 ebe.
calabash, bring your calabash. But fear bucket anyaba. Where no coco. Come on dance. Join the dance. Hey, where no coco. Hey, where no coco. Hey, everybody, bring a calabash, bring a calabash. But fear bucket anyaba. Where no coco. Oh no,
Say na 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 yeah. 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 Abase, abase. Say na 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 yeah.
say na 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 yeah. Say na 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 yeah. Say na 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 yeah. Say na 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 yeah. Abase, abase. Say na 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 yeah. Oh, oh.
Mami wala o.
Wala titi,
Papa wala o.
wala titi, wala titi, baba shake your bottom wire. Wala titi, baba shake your bottom wire. Oya unka o.
Mami wala o.
Wala titi,
Papa wala o.
wala titi, baba shake your bottom wire. Wala titi, baba shake your bottom wire. Oya unka o.
Anya Anya oba etolo bifwe.
Palogo, enya uba etolo bifwe.
Anya Palogo. Anya oba etolo bifwe.
Enya palogo, enya uba etolo bifwe. Oh, oh.
Everybody, bring your calabash, bring your calabash. Fear mo kitchen nearby. Where no go.
Oh, everybody, bring a calabash, bring a calabash. But fear bucket anyaba. Where no coco.
Everybody, bring your calabash, bring your calabash. Fear mo kitchen nearby. Where no go.
Everybody, bring your calabash, bring your calabash. But fear bucket anyaba. Where no coco.
Where no go.
Where no coco. Where no coco. Hey, where no Fanta. Where the pizza. Hey, where the oatmeal. Come on, everybody, bring your calabash, bring your calabash. But fear bucket anyaba. Where no coco. Hold on, yo. Thank you very much, everybody.
Bravo, bravo. Thank you. Thank you so much, John, Iddi, and all the artists who have, wow, you've really warmed us up today. That was great. My face hurts from smiling. That was wonderful. Thank you so much. Does anyone have any questions that they'd like to ask the artists? I'll come to you with the microphone. We're actually recording this. So if you have a question about the music or the dance, and I know that we're invited to come up and actually touch these beautiful drums. Just run our hands on them. They're quite something. I mean, they're like art pieces. And look at Big Daddy. Okay, Big Daddy. I'm going to go see Big Daddy. Okay, hold on. We have a question here.
So in a drum circle, how many different drums do you have that are playing a different sound at the same time?
Usually, thank you very much for that question. Usually, it depends on the kind of ensemble. But with many West African drumming ensembles, the drums are usually grouped in different sonorities. We have those that are highly pitched, mid-pitched, and then the low-pitched. And typically, the lead drum may have the deepest voice or sometimes the sharpest voice to cut through. Now, the philosophy behind this is that when you get 2 or 3, 4 drums playing together, if you are standing afar off, you should supposed to hear the rhythm as one instead of being disintegrated. So we talk about resultant rhythms. So just like the dance piece we just did. If you are standing afar off, you may think that it is one person who is running through all these rhythms. Think of it like a forest. You are standing afar off, you see a forest somewhere, you see one big canopy, but within you have individual trees. So the idea of resultant rhythms, achieving a kind of a communication between all the parts. Typically, you may have 2 or 3 or more drums in an ensemble, depending on the tradition. But there are occasions where a drum may be played as a solo. Most of those instances, they function as surrogate instruments. That's when they play speech-based patterns to communicate information to people. And so it differs. Thank you very much for that question.
More questions? Okay, we have a question here.
How many drums do you play at a time?
Thank you very much. I mean, that's an adorable question. Shall we give him a clap of amazing, amazing. Well, it depends on the occasion. Typically, when you are playing a lead role, just as I did, the piece may determine that you play one drum. But there are other times you can play multiples of different pages for the same kind of aesthetic effect that I explained before. And so all the pieces that we presented here, I played only one, the rest played 1-1. But I'm sure there are pieces where I can combine drums or they can combine drums. And so it depends on the occasion. Thank you very much for asking.
John, are these songs from Ghana mostly or other countries? What are we seeing here?
So Professor Saaka wants to say, please, there's a mic there.
Hello. Yes. So basically, all the music that we play today are from Ghana, right? We do play music from other parts of West Africa, but today we focused mainly on Ghana, right? And I wanted to just add a bit to what a wonderful question you asked, right? So when we play music, although we have people playing individual instruments, right, and they all come together to create that music. Within, depending on the type of music that we are playing, within that, you can have musicians changing multiple rhythms. They can play one rhythm and then the lead drummer calls, just as the lead drummer was instructing us to dance. The lead drummer can also call the drummers, the supporting drummers, okay, I want you to change to this rhythm for me. And they will change and then we'll come back and say, okay, let's go back to this rhythm or let's go to a different rhythm. So everything, so it depends on the complexity and the intensity of the dance, right, and the music. So if it is just an introductory music, you play, each supporting part plays just one particular rhythm. But when we get deeper, when it gets advanced, you can have a supporting drum playing one up to maybe even 5 different rhythms. And you never know when the drummer is going to call you to play what rhythm. So you have to always be alert and be present, just as the musicians, right? Thank you.
And also to add to what Professor Saaka just said, sometimes a single drummer can play 2 drums to simulate speech patterns. There are some of the dances that we do where the lead drummer will have to speak an actual language. And so those who are from the tradition, who understand the drum language can decode what the drum is saying. Most of these languages in West Africa are tonal. And so you can easily simulate speech tones on the drums to, signify certain ideas. So thank you very much for that wonderful question.
One more. Do we have one more? Okay, I think we can just, thank you all for coming out in this weather. Look at these people here in bare feet. I mean, this is incredible that we all made it here today. Thank you so much to you for coming and to the audience.
If you want to try your hands on the drum, please,
you
are free to try your hands before we carry them.
Come up and touch the drums before we pack it all in. Thank you so much for coming to the library today.